All right, we're at the Watermann trailhead, and I believe that peak there is the one we're going to. Once again, we're at the Ironwood National Monument. Going to do this trail. The peak is 3,737 feet. 3737. Never done this hike before, so I'm gonna get signed in and we're gonna start our way up. Rocco, are you ready? It's been a while since we've done any hikes, so I'm looking forward to getting out on the trail again and exploring this area. Not too busy. Actually, it's not busy at all. I haven't seen anybody out here, which is great. Wow, it's been a while since I've been hiking. I can definitely feel it. Rocco seems like he's hasn't skipped a day, and I'm over here huffing and puffing. Gained quite a bit of elevation so far. Let me turn around and show you. Although on camera it probably doesn't look like anything. But like I said, I can feel it in my lungs. You ready? Let's go. All right, almost to the saddle. And look at that view. Oh, I believe that tells us the trail goes to the right. Rocco already knows. All right, onward and upward. There's some pretty spectacular views of the Sonoran Desert as we head up this mountain. All right, Rocco, onward and upward. There's nobody out here. We haven't seen one person in over an hour. There was no other cars at the trailhead. Otherwise, I'd have him on his leash. I don't worry about him running off. He is so used to me, he will literally turn around and come find me if he doesn't see me within a minute or two. He's a very good dog when it comes to that. All right. As a once not so wise man said, started from the bottom, now we're here, and we're about halfway up the mountain now, and let me tell you, I can feel every minute of this. I took way too long of a break from hiking. Rocco's up here grunting at me, telling me to hurry up. He keeps coming back and checking on me, but we just got that little bit to go. I'm coming. You gonna pull me up? Stopped for a little water break and just checking out the scenery. I believe that mountain over there, I'll have to double check. I believe that mountain out in the distance is Mount Lemmon, just outside of Tucson. It's kind of cool how these little hills just shoot up out of the flat valley. Really pretty out here. Rocco, you ready? Look at that. He's ready to go. All right. Not sure if this is a false summit or if we have made it, but I see a marker up there, so I believe we are at the summit. We'll find out here in about 30 seconds. Oh yeah, that looks like the summit marker. Look, Rocco, looks like we made it. Yep, this looks like the end of the trail, and if anybody needs a pair of hiking boots, actually this is a memorial Air Force rescue pilot. I'm assuming I'm not sure if the trail keeps going or not. That peak right there is a little bit higher. So let's see if we continue on. All right, here we are. Good job, Rocco. We're at the summit, Watermann Peak in the Ironwood National Monument. And it took us a little over an hour to get up here. I'll be honest, I thought I was going to have to turn around. I'm a little out of shape, but I'm glad I stuck it out. And interesting, they got solar panels and trail cams up here. So I'm assuming there's maybe bighorn sheep or something that come up here. Or maybe they just want to keep an eye on the trailhead. I don't know. Very interesting. Yeah, wildlife monitoring system. Here's a wildlife to monitor. Rocco. Anyways, I'm going to take a break and then get back on the camera. Try to give you a little better orientation of where we are. That peak right out there is Picacho Peak. You can kind of see the infamous shape that it has. And then the tall mountain out there is Mount Lemmon, which is just outside of Tucson. There's a ski resort up there. It's the southernmost ski resort in the continental US, which is kind of cool because it's only about an hour and a half outside of Phoenix and about 45 minutes outside of Tucson. And this little whiner here, he wants to get going. He loves to hike and he loves to explore. But just wanted to kind of give a little detail of where we're at. This is a really cool area. You can come out here, disperse camp. I might do a van trip. In fact, I probably will do a van trip out here and come out here and camp for a few nights. Rocco, you ready? Let's go. We're gonna head back down. I'll turn the camera off and then head back down. Our next stop is just right up down there, not too far away. Really cool, small but significant historical spot we're gonna check out next. There are these crows. They just started circling us. They must have a nest up here or something that we're close by. They are not too happy that we are up here. They keep cawing and swooping down by us. So we're gonna try to get out of their way and head down before they get angrier and angrier. I hear those birds hold a grudge, and I'd like to come back without them remembering me. So as we were coming down off the ridge up there, it was my interpretation that the trail went to the left. So I went to the left and followed what I thought was the trail, and Rocco kept going to the right, and I kept calling him saying, "You're going the wrong way." And he kept grunting and barking, and I thought, well, maybe he's got a cactus needle or a splinter in his foot, because it had been like 15-20 seconds, and usually he's quick to follow me. So I go over there to see what he's doing, and it turns out the trail that I thought was a trail wasn't the trail, and he was actually on the right trail, and he was trying to let me know that this is the way we came, dummy. Come on, let's go. Kind of crazy, because he's never been on this trail before. Neither one of us have ever been on this trail before. So he's a lot smarter than me. I would have been probably stuck on a ridge somewhere if I would have taken the way that I was supposed to go. Good thing I have a navigator. Okay, we are just getting back to the van now. We didn't see one other person at all coming up or going down, and there's still no cars in the parking lot. Overall, it was a pretty cool trail. Took me by surprise how steep it was. Coming up, I was breathing heavy. But then again, I haven't hiked in a long time, so a lot of that's probably just me being out of shape. But coming down, I didn't realize how steep it was. My quads are killing me from trying to support myself coming down. There was a very few switchbacks. It was pretty much just straight down. Overall, though, it's a good trail. I would do it again. Watermann trailhead. You ready to go on to our next stop, buddy? Yeah, highly recommend. Doesn't take too long. Took us about an hour and a half, 2 hours. All right, we are at our next stop along our day trip through Ironwood Forest National Monument, and that's the peak right there we were just on. It's kind of cool to think that less than an hour ago we were up there, and now we're down here at this really interesting spot. This is the Titan missile launch pads, where the Titan II missiles were during the Cold War. So this is interesting. This concrete pad right here that we are on is right above the fuel, what would have been the fuel hard stand of the missile silo. The missile silo would have been literally right below us, as you can see on this diagram. Photos of the construction of the silos. Pretty wild to think that that was right below us 30-40 years ago. They have these little spots that tell you what was here. Missile silo would have been right here. No sign of it now. Probably if you would have walked over here in the 70s and 80s, there would have been no sign of it either, until you were questioned as to why you were walking out here in a classified area. This was probably like being out in Area 51. It's really unfortunate that a lot of these signs are so weathered from the sun. It's hard to read them, but this was the access portal to get underground to where the missiles and all the other equipment was. There's a small little sign out there. I'm assuming that's probably the actual access portal itself. There's a bunch of other signage out there. We'll check out and see what this one right here says. Control center. It talks about the I don't know if it's better when I have it in the shade or when it's in the sun. Again, it's really hard to see. Kitchen and dining area, sleeping quarters, communication equipment, AC, all underground. Blast lock for the nuclear warheads. There's photos on the side. Again, it's really hard to see because it's so weathered, of the what it looked like underground. That sign there must be the entrance to the control center. Let's go out there and see what it says. Yeah, the launch control center. So this is kind of cool. We were on our way to our next stop, driving through the National Monument, and I noticed this pink sign right here on the road. So I pulled over, and looks like there's an old cemetery or something right here. Had no idea this was here. Mary Ann O'Toole, 1867 to 1930. And then over on the other side, I mean, there's tombstones and graves. There's one right there. There's one right there. I don't know if they're marked or not. I mean, they have the cross, but I can't tell if there is any writing or who's buried here. It's long gone. But there's more. Literally, as the more I walk around, the more I see that there's a whole bunch of them. Another one there. All these rocks piles, I'm assuming, are old graves. Cemetery of some sort. I'll have to look up and see exactly, if I can find online exactly if there was a town here or if there was something happened. Interesting though. Kind of neat to find things like this that you weren't expecting. There's a couple more over here. Oh, there's a few more over here. Whole entire row. That one did say something, but you can't read it anymore. Wow, there's a lot more here than I realized. We were originally looking for a camping spot to come back for a future visit. I don't think I'll be camping right here. Kind of spooky. Yeah, look at all of them.